Hello and welcome to the Symbio video channel. The Symbio video channel is all about empowering the Symbio stakeholders, like the Symbio author who creates and models processes. Beside the Symbio author, there are also other stakeholders like the viewer, the architect, the approver, the analyst, and the administrator. Now let's have a look at the final video of the Symbio author. It's about the initiation of the release cycle. So let's just jump to the process we modeled before. Obviously, when the process has a certain maturity, it can be sent into the release cycle by the Symbio author. You would first of all check if all mandatory fields are properly maintained. So having a look on the right under participants in the detail content, at the moment, the author is maintained and the responsible person. If you would like to make out of the one-tier release cycle a two-tier release cycle, you can also maintain the quality manager with a person. Okay. Now let's initiate the release cycle. We go to the toolbar to change state, and then a new dialog opens. And here, as you can see at the top, the participants are listed again. And as you see, they can also be replaced or maintained just here in this dialog. Also, let's scroll down a bit under the settings. You see here the validation rules, and they are all set with a green check mark. So that means the process was properly modeled. A start event was used at the beginning, an end event was used at the end. There are no unconnected elements, etc. However, there's something missing here. As you can see, it says the reason for revision. So let's scroll down to the bottom of the dialog to the reason for revision. So that means the author needs to state whether, like in this case, it is a new object or just a editorial change, etc. Now the reason for the revision could be, in this case, it's a new process based on a new HR guideline, for example. Okay. Now the validity date can be set according to your wishes, or you just leave it blank. If it is blank, as you can see, it says here, the valid date will just be set on the approval of the last release task to the current date plus 14 days. Finally, you see the role business traveler is not released itself. Still, the whole process can be sent into the release cycle. You just need to be aware that a viewer would only see then the process without this particular role, as it is not released itself. When all the mandatory fields are fulfilled and when all validation rules are checked and also fulfilled, you can then finally update the status from in process to ready for QA in this case, as we have maintained a quality manager. And then you simply go to the bottom right and click OK, and that's how you initiate the release cycle. Okay, and you see now in a second the status of the process is now not in process anymore, but ready for QA. Okay, so now the quality manager has received a task in Symbio and an email. Also, the process is locked or frozen. That means you as an author cannot do any changes anymore, as it is already into the release cycle. All right, so let's go back to the overview page. The Symbio author, as you see now, is in charge of creating a new process, of modeling the process, of optimizing the content, and then finally sending it into the release cycle. The next whole series of videos is concerning the Symbio architect, who manages architectures like the process architecture or the system architecture. Thank you for having watched this video. Bye-bye.